Heard you guys missed me. Well, guess what? I'm back. It's been about 6 months since I've released a video. I apologize for all of that. But the thing is, a lot of changes have taken place. I'm going to cover some of those changes with you. And then later in this episode, we're going to have a look at Madbox Linux. And we're going to do all of this right after I roll the intro. Welcome back to Spatry's Cup of Linux. Alright, before we begin, I'm going to show you a few clips that I took with my brand new Samsung Galaxy S2 phone. Yeah, I know I probably could have got an S3 that's out, but I couldn't see spending the extra $150 for a bigger screen and more features, and this does everything that I need it to do. But the nice thing coming up in an upcoming episode here, I'm going to show you how to control your Linux desktop with your Android device, or vice versa, control your Android device with your Linux desktop. I think I'm getting confused here. Alright, in this clip, this is where I spend most of my free time. As many of you know, I got promoted to manager at Subway, and I'm loving the job and that sort of thing. Took a little while to learn everything I needed to be a good manager there, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Besides, you let somebody crazy like me run my own store? Hey, that's not too bad. Plus, it's not a bad salary either. And this is the new house. I moved out, so now you don't have to worry about hearing sirens in the background and that sort of thing. I've got a nice house here with a lovely golf course in the backyard, a nice little pond there, and it's nice, quiet, and serene. Okay, and now we can enter the studio. I've got a nice neon lit sign letting my roommate know that I'm busy broadcasting. Yeah. And in this next shot, you will see I have a new setup here. I just acquired a new Acer quad-core computer. This is a really nice laptop machine. I've been wanting to get a multi-core machine for some time. I'll have system specs and that sort of thing coming up in a later episode. And I have this hooked up through HDMI to my high-def television. And then, of course, the old computer is now running Madbox Linux, which I'm going to be reviewing later in this episode. And I like this because now I can use the older computer for doing miscellaneous tasks. You know, maybe doing some film recordings, maybe editing some audio while I'm doing something else on the other machine, or vice versa. So it's really nice. And interestingly enough, on my main computer that I'm using now, the quad-core, I'm running the same exact operating system that I was originally running on my laptop, and all I did was just use gparted, and I copied my drive partition and pasted it over to the new computer, reinstalled grub and that sort of thing, and then I was able to get my operating system as I have it running on the new computer without having to install a thing. How cool is that? I'll show you how I did that in a later episode. And of course, I decided to get a new electric guitar so that I can do some things with Linux and some of the really cool plugins that you can get for Jack. There's Rack that allows me to hook my guitar up into my computer, and now I can do some serious jamming in my Linux box using Jack, Rack, and also using Vestige for using my VST plugins that I had in Windows natively in Linux, and then I can plug my guitar through those and do some even cooler stuff with it. Wow, it's been amazing, some of the things I've discovered. Last but certainly not least, on February 2nd, I quit smoking! Yeah! Thanks to this modern day miracle that I got at aquavaporsig.com. This is an ego tank. This has helped me quit smoking. I have not had a real cigarette, and it's been 2 months now since I've had a real cigarette. This is like a little battery with some nicotine glycerin, and it's just water vapor. And it tricks my brain into thinking that I'm smoking when I'm not. I'll tell you what, folks, I feel so much healthier now. I feel like I can get a lot more done. and that sort of thing. So you might want to check this out if you're trying to kick the habit. I've tried the patch, I've tried the gum, none of that worked. This does the trick. It satisfies, and the thing is, you know, since I've been using this now, I find myself using this less and less and less. So that is cool, because that's always been on my wish list, to give up the cigarettes, and this thing really was the means to do it. Thank you, Aqua Vapor Sig, for this really cool modern-day miracle. All right, now let's go on to our review.
All right, here I am on my Happy Linux desktop, and of course I'm running the same Linux Mint, and this was the same exact operating system, exactly as I had it installed on my old laptop that I ran my show from. But now, with the only difference is that I have an activity bar for all 4 of my CPUs that are running instead of having that single-core computer. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, and let's go ahead and have a look at Madbox Linux. This is what's running on my old computer. I wiped my operating system out and decided to install this on there. And this is just a bare-bones install, actually. I just went and did a few little tweaks to it. You know, you can... the nice thing about this is that you can configure this to, you know, have a look and feel that you want. But this is a very lightweight Ubuntu-based distribution that is very, very minimal. Let's have a look and see what you get here. Alright, first in accessories, just a few things. You have a quick launcher to the LX terminal and the file manager right here. They're also right here at the top, and then of course this comes bundled with the Chromium web browser. If you're a Firefox user like me, well, you're going to have to install Flash, you're going to have to install Java and a bunch of other stuff. It just does not come loaded on this system. But that's the main reason behind this. I mean, weighing in at less than 400 megs in file size, it fits on a CD, and you can install what you want, nothing more, nothing less. Graphics, Mirage, a wonderful image viewer, very small, lightweight, and compact. As I mentioned, you get the Chromium web browser with this. In Office, just a simple PDF viewer. In programming, you get Geany. This is a really neat program, actually. For editing simple text files, it's also great if you do programming, you want to write your own Python scripts, or maybe if you're an HTML editor and you or a web developer and you want to just throw together a simple website, and you like to do it all your coding by hand, this is a wonderful tool for doing that. So I'm glad they included that in here. In sound and video, just a simple player for video, and then the pulse audio volume control. A few system tools. You get HTOP with this. I've shown this in a few other videos before, and this is a nice little program for monitoring all the tasks that are running on your system. And of course, if something goes haywire, of course it's very easy for you to shut that program down using this simple line user interface base monitor. Okay, and then you have UX-term and X-term. What these do, I never really played with them. Okay, and I added ARander myself. I like a graphical user interface for managing all of my desktop resolutions. This does come with the text or the command line Xpander that you can just manually type in your code to change your screen resolution. You can customize look and feel with this very easily. There are some themes that come preloaded with this. Nothing too fancy, just lightweight goodness here. You can even use a customized color theme. There are a few icon sets that come with this. 2 choices for cursors. You can manage your fonts here, and then there are other GUI options here. Also, this uses OpenBox. So you have a right-click menu on the desktop, which gives you options for compositing. If you want to edit Conky, this has Conky down at the bottom, but I have it disabled because, well, I'm just not a clunky kind of person. What can I say? You can edit, you can change your wallpapers from here. A number of nice ones to choose from. I liked this one best, of course. Take a screenshot, especially if you're running into an issue and you're participating on the forums. You definitely want to get a screenshot showing what the errors are. You can send it to somebody that's trying to help you out, and more than likely if they can see what it is you're looking at, odds are they can help you find the answers you're looking for, especially if you're spending a lot of time on IRC. OpenBox config. This is OB config right here. And this allows you to, change the look and feel of OpenBox itself. I changed the menus from the default that this came loaded with, and I chose a nice darker theme. I thought that was kind of nice. You can also do some other little tweaks with appearance, how your windows, how they focus, how they, placing them, that sort of thing, moving and resizing, mouse behaviors. You can configure how many desktops. By default, you get 2 of them up here. And, if you want 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or however many desktops you want, it's all right here. Oh, and I forgot to mention the CPU indicator at the top and battery monitor there. Okay, you can also specify margins for each of these desktops, and as well, you can do some configurations with your dock. Of course, right-clicking on the dock as well will give you some options for changing this, and this is the LX panel for the LXDE project that comes with this. And this also uses the lightweight PCMan FM, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it uses the PCMan FM file manager, which is very nice for anybody that really wants something lightweight. And I'm telling you what, if you're running old hardware, this is a wonderful operating system to throw on it. But be advised, if you're brand new to Linux, this probably is not for you. I recommend playing around with Ubuntu or Linux Mint or one of the beginner distros for a little while, so that you have an idea of what kind of programs you may need to install that you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis, because everything is done here through the command line. There is not a graphical user interface for installing software on here, hence the small file size with this application. So if you want a GUI, you're going to have to actually go into the terminal and tell it that you want it. Basically, just by typing in something simple like sudo apt-get install synaptic. I could do that now if I wanted to. I'm not going to go through the process, but that's just to get the Synaptic Package Manager. And then, of course, you're going to need to install a bunch of other dependencies with programs, but at least the apt-get will satisfy those dependencies and that sort of thing. Bottom line, this is a really nice operating system for what I'm going to be using this for. Basically, all I have on my particular installation on the old computer is GovCView and a few mild editing programs just for doing some recording and that sort of thing while I'm freeing up my other computer for other tasks. So simply, I'm just using it as the video recorder, and this operating system does just fine with it. But now that I've had a chance to really dig around and play around with my new computer here, I'm beginning to learn that this computer does an awful lot with 4 cores. And they're only 1.5 gigahertz, but the thing is they clock up to 2.4 when there's some heavy processing going on. This is a snappy little machine here. I really love it, and I'm very pleased with this. Absolutely loving the new Acer computer. I'm going to do a show on the computer specs coming up and that sort of thing.
Alright, well, I know it's been a long time since I put up a video, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to get out responses to your messages and that sort of thing. So please bear with me as I go through the process of approving messages, responding to messages where I can. I won't be able to respond to all of them. And, of course, I have more videos coming up your way that were mentioned in today's episode. Thank you all for all of your continued support. I'm glad to be back, and I'm hoping to be able to do a lot more for you guys where my free time will permit. Probably not going to be doing much in terms of live shows anymore because my time just doesn't permit for that. but I will still continue to put up little snippets as I learn new things and I feel like sharing them. I'm happy to do that for you guys. Once again, thank you all of you for your support, and we'll see you next time.